Hey everybody, Monty here. So let's do some work on parallel and perpendicular lines. That's where we're at with Mathia. So we've wrapped up shapes, we've wrapped up symbols, we've wrapped up doing some measurements on segments and angles. Okay, we even did some parallel lines on polygons. Don't forget, when you see new vocabulary, just click on the vocabulary to help you. You can also just click on the glossary button. So let's go. Also, watch these videos. Anytime they give you a video, 1 or 2 minutes to watch the video, because it will be helpful. Okay? Whenever you get started with a new workspace, it takes a little bit of time to load, as you can tell. All right, slopes of perpendicular lines. Now, I love having other people teach us stuff because they're going to show it in a different way. Remember, we talked about flip it and opposite it? Let's see what they say.
Here we have
So there was a great start. You see how they flipped it? So y over x, flip it, change the sign. Cool. So now the original point was located at A comma B. Rotate counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. So if you're looking at my hand, counterclockwise, right? So you're going to flop. A becomes B, B becomes A with a negative. Okay? Now I know that's confusing because in class we're always using letters. No, we use numbers to help us make sense. Okay, now rotate counterclockwise to point M. Counterclockwise to point M. Boom. Boom. You bring it down. The line through negative PQ is perpendicular to the line through M. Okay, so we rotated it, right? The coordinate points of M are, so if we bring this down, we're still going to be negative Q, negative P, negative Q, negative P, because we brought it down, okay? Now the slope of the line through M, the slope through M now is going to be the rise over the run, P over Q. We're going down, back, down. So let's see if they have negative P over negative Q. Negative P over negative Q. Let's see if that works. Okay, now think about that, okay? If I bring up the little scratch pad here, move this over, okay? And feel free to always draw these off to the side. Got our X, got our Y, and we got this line, right? We had QP, point M. So the rise is P. The run is Q. P over Q. Well, now we rotated it, and then we rotated it. Now, coming down, let's use red because it's down P, back Q, right? So the rise down, the run, negative over negative is a positive. That's how we got that, okay? Again, just click on it, try it. Think of it in the generic. This is like the generic term, right? Okay, now, if it's M is rotated to point N, bring it over here, we're going to flop it again, right? We're going to flop it again. So now this is going to be P, P, Q. P down P over Q. Down P. Where's a down P? Down P. Down P. 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 Positive P. Negative Q. Okay. Because you see this point here has to be positive in this direction, negative in this direction. Okay. So if you rotate the point counterclockwise about the origin, the new point should have the points QP. What patterns do you notice if you rotate a point 90 degrees clockwise? Switch the original coordinates, and reverse the sign. Reverse the sign on the new X. Okay? Each time we reverse the sign. So this, we reversed the sign on the X. P became negative P. Okay? When we rotated it again, Q became negative Q. When we rotated it again, P became a positive because we came back home. The slopes of the perpendicular are always negative reciprocal. So remember that word reciprocal. We talked about it in class, the negative reciprocal. Okay? Cool. All right. That was quite a problem. I wanted to make sure you saw that on the very first part of parallel and perpendicular. Okay, because it was all generic and we never talked generically in class. Plus, we don't have a lot of time together. So hopefully that was helpful. We'll see you next time when we actually do some math. How do we solve these problems mathematically?